Welcome to the Legal Code, the YouTube channel dedicated to cracking your legal questions. My name is Miriam Greenwich and I'm a licensed New York attorney. I specialize in helping small businesses, entrepreneurs, and content creators build their business and protect their creative content. If you have a legal question of your own, just comment below and we'll do our best to answer. In 2020, we saw unprecedented changes in how we live our daily lives, how we educate our children, how we work, and how we socialize. And with those changes, we also saw a great amount of economic uncertainty for many Americans. And we also saw many Americans wanting control over their destiny, and they are finding answers in starting their own small business. And an LLC, or a limited liability company, happens to be the business structure of choice for budding entrepreneurs. So here are 5 reasons why you should start your LLC today. An LLC, or a limited liability company, is a way of organizing a business subject to the laws of the state in which it operates. It offers limited liability or asset protection for its members. This means that the individual members or owners of the LLC cannot be held personally responsible for the business debts and liabilities. So any expenses or bills taken on behalf of the LLC to operate the LLC are solely the responsibility of the LLC and not the individual members. Therefore, the individual members' personal assets, whether that be their homes, their cars, their investments, or their bank accounts, cannot be used to collect from business assets. So let's use an example. Say you're a landlord in North Carolina. Therefore, the LLC is subject to the laws of North Carolina state. And you get into a legal trouble with a tenant. A tenant wants to sue you. The tenant can only sue the LLC and not you individually. However, there's an exception to this rule, which we will discuss later. Reason number 2 why you should start your LLC today. LLCs offer the best of both worlds when it comes to taxation. Although there's no federal tax classification for an LLC can choose to adopt the tax status of either a sole proprietorship or a partnership, an S Corp or a C Corp. Unless otherwise indicated, an LLC is typically taxed as a sole proprietorship or a partnership. This means that the LLC can take advantage of pass-through taxation, and the LLC is not subject to LLC taxes or is taxed as a corporate entity. Instead, the LLC's income and expenses are reported on the personal income taxes of the individual members that make up the LLC, and the members pay personal income tax on any profits. This is why it's called pass-through taxation, because any income and or expenses are reported or passed through to the personal tax returns of the members. Reason number 3 why you should start your LLC today. LLCs offer great flexibility in terms of managing the business. LLCs are typically run by the members or the owners of the LLC who partake in the day-to-day decision-making of the business. Unlike corporations, which have fixed management structures and require board of directors and shareholders to vote on major decisions for the corporation, LLCs can vote on a day-to-day basis on any major changes that the LLC seeks to invoke. Therefore, LLCs offer a greater amount of spontaneity and flexibility in their management structure. Reason number 4 why you should start your LLC today. Starting an LLC helps your business establish credibility more so than is available to a business that's operated as a partnership or a sole proprietorship. Having an LLC helps those seeking out your product or your service see your business as credible, consistent, legitimate, and reliable. Why is this important, you may ask? This is important for those seeking out your service or your product to see that you have a legal foundation in place, that you have your business ducks in a row, and in turn, they internalize as consumers that your business can take care of their business. This in turn builds social currency, and social currency helps build trust for current customers and clients as well as future customers and clients. Reason number 5 why you should start your LLC today has to do with flexibility in distribution of profits. LLCs have significant flexibility in how they distribute profits to managing members. An LLC can decide to distribute profits equally or based on membership interests. Also, an LLC can decide to distribute profits based on who contributed more in capital, meaning money, or labor during the startup phase of a business. In comparison, a corporation does not have this type of flexibility and must distribute profits based on the number of shares and the type of shares held by shareholders. Remember earlier in the video where I mentioned that the individual members of the LLC are not held personally liable for the LLC's debts and liabilities? Well, this exception only exists so long as the business affairs are kept completely separate from the personal affairs of the managing members. This means separate business accounts from the personal accounts of the LLC members. Because in the event the LLC is sued, a judge can impose the liability of the LLC onto the individual members if the judge sees that the members of the LLC are not respecting corporate formalities and keeping personal accounts separate from business accounts. We see this when an LLC member is perhaps paying his personal expenses with the business checking account. In this case, the judge will do what is called piercing the corporate veil and impose the liability of the LLC onto the individual members. A judge may also pierce the corporate veil if it sees that the LLC has taken on extravagant expenses such as buying a Porsche or extravagant trips and saying that it's billed to a client. Obviously, this is not for client management or client relations. It's for the personal lifestyle of the managing members. So in this case, the judge will do what is called pierce the corporate veil because these expenses are taken out in a fraudulent or wrongful way to fund the personal lifestyle of the managing members. So the judge will pierce the corporate veil and hold the managing members liable. And we also see this in small instances where a managing member may order Chinese food or pizza for he and his family, and that's obviously not for a client, but he's billing it as if it's for a client, but we know it's for personal use. This is an example of intermingling the personal with the business. And again, the judge will pierce the corporate veil if it sees a continuum of this and the LLC is sued. So these are the reasons why it's so important to keep personal affairs separate from business affairs, because why should a managing member have the protection of an LLC if the managing member is not using and respecting the corporate formalities of an LLC to give him protection in the event that he's sued? So these are the reasons why it's really important for you to start your LLC today. If you like the information in this video, just drop a question in the comment box and like and subscribe like I mentioned before, and I'd be so appreciative of it. But yes, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I will go through and answer them.